Hello and welcome back to Foodinati UK. I'm here with two of the members of the wonderful Dinner Celestial Birds are here. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Would you like to tell the people at home your names?
Hello, I'm Matt and I play bass in Dinner Celestial Birds.
I'm Vince. I play drums.
You play drums. So, yes, I've been all about your album at the moment. We've had it on in the chili shop, would you believe it? It goes down very well with the customers. I just thought you should know that people do buy more chili products with your album on.
That's amazing.
That's something I've observed recently.
Is there a particular type of chili that you feel goes particularly well with the album?
Ooh, that's a good question. Probably something quite easy, like a chipotle. Like a sort of smoky chipotle, I reckon, that if you were a chili, possibly. Talking of which, thank you to our people at Colt Wing. There they are, Colt Wing. They've given us your lunch. So, we have some cauli wings, as you tell me you have vegan tendencies. Yeah?
We do have vegan tendencies, yeah.
Wonderful. So they're herbs, and they are jerk ones. So they're cauli wings, deep fried cauliflower with herbs and spices and things like that. So enjoy.
Awesome.
There we are.
Wings for birds. Perfect.
Yes, wings for birds. There we are. So the album came out this year. It did, and a fantastic album as it is. Are you currently in the what they call the touring cycle, I guess, gigging it around?
Yeah, like we're in the process of we're in the process of doing a few gigs around the UK to promote the album. It came out on the 11th of August, just before Arctangent Festival, and that was a great way to introduce it to the world, I think.
Absolutely.
So that just lined up perfectly for us.
Well, it's funny you should mention Arctangent Festival, because that's when you sort of, I became aware of you guys, because it was all the talk in the press area was about your band. There's a lot of the journalists were like the togs and the photographers were saying that they wanted to get down and take shots of the band and stuff like that. And there was a lot of talk about it. It was you and Hidden Mothers, I think, were the other band that were very much the talked about bands of the weekend, the up and comers.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you feel about that buzz about your band at the moment?
Absolutely love it, and
good.
Yeah, you do some you do some words.
I don't words. I just hit things. It's unreal, really.
Yeah. So how long have you guys been together?
So it's a difficult question to answer. We've been playing in bands together for a very long time. For about some of us for 17 years, which is disturbing when you think about it. We got together as Dinner Celestial Birds in. I'm going to look over for confirmation. Was it 2019? 2019.
There we go.
So we've been together for pretty much exactly 4 years at this point.
And I joined you guys last year.
Yeah, Vince joined us last year, but Vince has played with. No, because I think it was October that we commenced or something like that. That's how long we've been in this current iteration, since sort of October in this album and everything. We've all played with Vince in various bands in the past, so we've all been playing together in bands for a very long time. Yeah.
Sure, and it only came to my attention that you were Leeds based after Arctangent, when I was like, when can I catch up with that band? I didn't manage to catch up with Arctangent. It was like, probably live a few streets away from me.
It's a little more complicated than that.
Right.
I live just south of Stockport, near Manchester.
Oh right, yeah.
And Vince
I live in Cambridge.
Oh, you live in Cambridge, so you don't live a couple of streets away from me.
I met these guys in Leeds. We used to play in Leeds together.
Sure.
7 years ago.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Leeds has got like really good hotbed for this sort of like music, like the post everything music. Which I was interviewing Pleiades about it, and they were saying they just call it post everything these days because there's some subgenres of subgenres. It's just nice guitar music, progressive, experimental guitar music, really. There's a really good undercurrent of that in the Leeds scene at the moment, thanks to promoters like Bad Owl and and bands like yourself, 100-Year-Old Man. There's a lot going on, and it has been for a while. And do you think that's sort of because of the live spaces you have to play around here? There's that sort of creative hub?
I think it helps. It feels like there are a lot of creative forces at play in the city. Obviously, there are a lot of musicians around because of the universities, because of Leeds College of Music and stuff like that. I wonder whether that plays into it at all. Honestly, I don't know. But one of the we all used to live in Leeds at one point or other, and the reason I came here was the music scene was phenomenal. So many amazing venues. I definitely think it's a big draw for people, and when you're drawing people in, then you're going to get more bands playing that sort of music. You're going to build that sort of scene, and absolutely, people like Stuart at Bad Owl. We're spoiled for venues and promoters in the city supporting this music, and bands obviously.
Absolutely, couldn't agree more. And it's been the same since the 90s. I mean, obviously Manchester gets a lot of the attention when they talk about northern scenes, but Leeds has been rocking for a long time. So I mean, I think back to like when I was little, and it was about goth, and that was a very Leeds thing, you know, Sisters and Mission and all that sort of stuff. So we've always had a rich musical heritage in this town, haven't we? So what's up next then?
More gigs. Yeah, we're starting to line things up for next year at the moment. There will be some announcements in the future about what will be going on there.
Secrets. But we'll slip some of the old material back into the sets that we're playing.
Yeah, I'm loving the listening to you now. I've heard you on record. It's just those synths and stuff come out really strong live is that sort of indicative of how you are live with those electronic components really poking out the mix at you?
I like to say that it adds nice texture, splash of colour, just adds to the wall of sound.
Absolutely. Well, I'm a big fan of bands like 65 Days of Static and stuff like that, so I really respond to this sort of music, it's fabulous. And also I've noticed recently that there's been a lean towards more sort of shoegazy sounds I don't know if shoegaze is a dirty word or not, but like bands like Slow Crush, like the slow dive kind of sound, that kind of stuff, that's seeing a bit of a resurgence recently. Have you noticed that?
Absolutely, and it's all thanks to Andy really, who's he kind of kicked off the band, but he's also just been great in terms of being kind of musical mentor. I feel there are so many great bands out there, and there are so many different waves of different types of music coming through. So I always look to him as a bit of a compass to find things. And Slow Crush is a great example. Another great example were who headlined. One of the stages at Art Tangent, I can't remember now.
Just go through my mental Rolodex.
But yeah, they're fantastic as well. We've got some of that shoegazy sort of vibe, and I think it absolutely is coming back, and it's something that I hadn't listened to too much before being introduced to it by Andy, and now so he's kind of showing me these bands, and then now I'm able to pick it out, how those sort of sounds influence the stuff that we're doing, how he weaves that into the stuff as well, which is really great.
Excellent. Have you guys ever thought about taking the electronic sound? Have you ever thought about getting people to remix it?
we were talking about this.
I only ask because that's what I do. I'm not talent for business, I've got enough. But I've noticed that a lot of guitar bands across the board, are now looking for remix packages and stuff. I've even done one for a black metal band recently. So
I mean, I think it's an interesting one. I think you've got a lot to say about this.
I mean, I run an electronic music project on the side as well.
Cool.
And I was thinking it could be really fun to remix a lot of the ideas that we have into completely different soundscapes.
Absolutely.
Re-envision.
It's really fun to take big guitar washes and then get really granular with it.
Crunch it up.
Crunch it up and just really go mental on it. It's really your music, I feel, would lend itself to a project like that. Not planting ideas, but I'm just saying it's a good one.
And everything's recorded to a click track.
Exactly.
Makes it that much more.
Exactly. It makes it very appealing. And as usual, if you like what you see there, please subscribe, hit the bell, hit the notifications, leave a comment. You know what to do. It keeps us doing what we do. Right, so we've got the food here.
Nice.
Should we tuck in?
Let's have a look.
Let's have a look. Right.
This some kind of sauce.
It is. That is.
Oh, these are herbs.
Garlic and herbs.
Oh, garlic and herb
Well,
dip.
basically because they normally give a gravy.
Oh, it looks like. Okay.
It's
Doesn't
not
look like garlic and herbs.
No. That's a spicy. Let's see what it is. Yeah, it's a spicy sort of gravy that you make for vegetarians.
Give me a sniff.
So that's your jerk stuff. And
I want to know which sauce it should go with actually. Which thing should go with this sauce?
so as a band, are you any of you handy in the kitchen? I know we've discussed the kitchen.
I'd like to be better than
Yeah.
I am. Vince is pretty handy in the kitchen.
morning.
Oh, we had an interesting morning. So because obviously Vince lives down in Cambridge, we were playing in Manchester yesterday.
Oh,
so
cool.
he was staying at my place,
Some chips.
and we tried to poach some eggs.
No, it didn't work.
I'm just gonna say like.
What proper poach them? Or
No,
do them
I
in
know.
a little thing?
No, like
proper whisk the
Exactly.
vortex?
See, so if we had listened to Vince,
Right.
right, things would have gone differently.
Right.
I made a lot of mistakes. I've made a lot of mistakes in my life.
Yeah.
Some of them were this morning and some eggs.
Well, if you go for a chefing job, it's like one of the first things they ask you to do is eggs.
Mm-hmm.
They do an omelette, do poached eggs. You know,
What is the best way to poach an egg?
let's poach an egg. Bit of vinegar, and
Yeah.
vortex. Crack it in slowly. That is the key. Slowly and gently, and don't be like thrashing around to see what it's doing. Just be really patient, and it will reveal itself.
So we've got a friend who poaches eggs really, really well, and her secret to it. This is what we tried this morning. It didn't work. But her secret is like you get the water to a rolling boil,
Yep.
and then you turn it off, and then you put the eggs in and you turn it off.
Yeah.
Is that sensible?
It's turn it off or turn it down.
Okay.
Yeah, because you don't want it a load of bubbly water going on, but you do want it right temper. Yeah,
I'm gonna try and take that on board.
absolutely.
I'll try and become a better man.
It honestly takes some people quite a long time to get it right. So that's why they ask you first in a chef's interview, because if you can't get past the egg stage, then
That's like
you're a bit
that's
snooker.
like entry level.
Yeah, but it's
What
also
comes after the eggs?
well, it's also deceptive. Oh, chopping.
Okay.
Generally, how fast you chop, that usually comes into play.
They ask you to chop eggs.
No, not chopping eggs. That would be foolish. That's crazy talk. So yeah, so that's it. You've got aspirations for cooking.
I've got like
To better yourself.
Yeah. Well, I've got a very low baseline, so I feel like improvement shouldn't be hard.
Yeah.
But I'm interested in it. I'd like to learn more about
It's
it.
good fun.
And it is fun. It is fun. And when you've got time for it, like every so often I'll cook something and it'll work out well, and I'll be like, I'm a badass.
Yeah, man.
You know?
That-
turns
that
out,
pride.
I'm really not. I don't really know what I'm doing. But you've given me some great advice.
Well.
But Vince is pretty handy in the
Yeah.
kitchen. Vince is
I
great.
used to work as a chef in
Oh, well, there you go.
pub and a pizza restaurant.
Oh, cool.
Pizza and I used to do festival catering.
Oh, cool.
Glastonbury.
Oh, you know about like cooking for the masses then, which is a different style of cooking again, which is all in the prep, isn't it?
Yeah, on the prep. It was for the crew, not for the public.
Yeah. It's
It's
still.
like a big batch. batch cooking.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, now, what are we thinking of these?
These are amazing. I'm not tried those yet. So which ones were these?
These are jerk.
Those are jerk. The
Yeah, I
jerk.
prefer them. These are the nice side.
Right, so
I like the jerk a lot.
Mix and match.
Sure, yeah.
there we go.
Juggling around.
So these are from Colt Wing, Leeds, Miller and Centre. Thank you very much, Colt Wing, for giving us all your free food. It's lovely.
Thank you. It is lovely.
These smell good.
So, yep, they do take out. I'm meant to be illustrating the fact they do take out. There we are. So, thank you so much for coming along and talking to me about your band and your food aspirations and things of such. I'll be along to check out your gig later on. Get some bits and pieces.
Good.
Fabulous.
Thank
Who
you
should
very
I
much.
be watching out for, by the way?
Fans?
Yes.
You already know them.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah, right here.
So, for example, I mean, you mentioned Hidden Mothers. And
Hidden Mothers, yeah.
How do you pronounce Pleiades?
I had to ask them, which was quite embarrassing. It's Pleiades.
Pleiades. Okay.
Pleiades
Sorry. Yeah.
or
All right.
Pleiades. Yeah, I've either been pronouncing it right for a whole interview or wrong for a whole interview. I don't know.
Anyway, don't like. I mean,
That band anyway, they're great.
they're fantastic.
And the new album came out
obviously.
yesterday.
I'm gonna say maybe watch out for a Toto soap. You may
Oh,
or may
yeah.
not be just off camera.
Yeah.
Oh yes, of course. Of course. Who I caught at Art Tangent this year. I actually caught them at Art Tangent. They're fabulous.
Anyone else you want to throw? There's just so much great stuff that it's really difficult. Like we're playing tonight with Civil Service as well.
Yes.
Fantastic in Manchester. I mean, last night we played with. So it was the two bands that we've got along tonight, and we were also had the pleasure of being joined by Foodinati from Liverpool, I think. Phenomenal stuff. There's just so much.
There's so much going on, isn't there? There's a lot. It's a very exciting time. I think this summer we kind of turned a corner where it was just like, oh my gosh, you know, all this supposed cult stuff was actually getting like Art Tangent is like, you know, tribute to that. You know, you can feel that many people for what was seen as obscure music, and it's not really that obscure anymore.
Yeah.
So it's wonderful stuff. Right, on that note, we're going to sign off. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being on Foodinati UK, and we'll be down front to check you out.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you.